Guys, welcome. Gazi Revolution again. This is episode 6. Guys, I want to apologize for not dropping last week. Um, yeah, I was a bit sick. The voice was a bit, scratchy and stuff. So I didn't want to actually do something because I want to give you guys 100%. That's one of the things I want to do. But guys, thank you very much everybody for the support. Gazi Revolution episode 6, we've got Lebu Mapeka. Lebu Mapeka is the founder of Mommy's Junction SA. I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's the Mommy's Junction SA.
Perfect stuff. Lebu, tell me something. How did all of this start?
Okay, first of all, George, thank you very much for having me on Gazi Revolution.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
It's not a dude show. It's not a dude show.
Thank you for clarifying that, actually. Yeah, thank you very much. So, Bambi Junction came from a very dark place, a very negative time in my life. Negative time in my life, but it was definitely the light.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice
it was
one.
definitely the light. And it came after quite a few challenges.
Okay.
Yeah. Being a new mom.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's when Mommy Junction came about, because one had to start figuring things out on my own. I had to start figuring things out on my own as a single mom.
Okay, because I was gonna get there. I was gonna actually ask. Obviously, this had to start as being a single mom,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
You understand?
Mommy's Junction, where all moms come together. And
Okay.
yes, moving forward with positive attitude and everything. Yeah.
But what is the purpose? What is the purpose of Mommy Junction? Where do you see it going?
The purpose of Mommy Junction, first things first, is to help other moms.
Okay.
To heal.
Okay.
Like let's make sure that that point is being heard. To heal.
To heal. Okay.
Yes. When I say to heal, we need, as moms, we need to heal from different things.
Yeah.
And because during pregnancy also, a lot of stuff goes on to especially new moms. You have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
So a lot of women go through emotional traumas, so it becomes too much for certain women and they can't take it. But for me, it was more like I was very lucky that as much as I was in a dark place, I saw light. So I thought, why not share the light with other moms, to say that let's come together, let's discuss, let's talk about things that are not treating us okay. And we have women that struggle also with falling pregnant and they are alone during the entire pregnancy. That on its own causes trauma. That much I can tell you.
Okay.
So now when Mommy Junction comes in, it's to say that, ladies, let's sit down. Let's help ourselves heal. To say that even if I could see my baby daddy with another woman tomorrow, let me not be angry. But if I focus on myself and I focus on my child, there's a lot that I could do.
Do you think in some instances, I don't know, I don't think it's in every instance, but do you think in some instances one of the reasons why single moms or certain women are unable to move forward because there's that emotional blockage, especially with in terms of the baby daddy and the emotional trauma that comes with it? Because I mean, there's different scenarios. Obviously, not every situation is the same.
Yeah.
So it's obviously in terms of some were abused, some were not just physically but emotionally, mentally, stuff like that. At the same time, most probably there are people that are still in those relationships and don't know how to get out or don't know how to look after themselves.
So this is the part where Mommy's Junction brings in the awareness.
Okay.
To say that, it's very important to grow as an individual. It's very important to evolve as an individual, because when you don't grow, you get to be stuck in one place, and that on its own causes frustrations.
True.
Yeah, it causes a whole lot of frustrations.
Not a mommy, but I know that.
Yes, so we don't want you to be frustrated to a point of losing yourself.
Okay.
Because it's very important that you take care of yourself as an individual, most importantly as a mom. I'm not saying as dads don't do that, but I'm mostly talking about moms here, to say that take care of yourself, look after yourself. Like when I say that in every aspect of your life, meaning your spiritual life, your you know everything that's just gonna make you feel good about yourself. Because remember, a happy mom equals a happy child.
Okay, no, it
Yes.
makes sense, and it makes sense. I mean, a lot of boys are attached to their moms, especially if it's a single
Yes.
mom and stuff
Yes.
like that,
Yes.
which makes a lot of sense. I think where I want to get in
Mm-hmm.
is just the understanding of how do you reach out to these moms? You do say that you have a group. Is it a place that you guys meet, or do you guys meet online? Do you have a chat group or anything like that?
No, so far it's just a meeting group and using socials.
Socials.
Yeah, using
Okay,
socials
okay.
because
We'll obviously drop that
yeah,
later.
yes,
Yeah.
I'll definitely do so.
Awesome.
You know what? You know when you talk about meeting, I personally feel that you meet everywhere.
Yeah.
You can
And
meet
anyway.
anywhere and everywhere as people, ne? And how when Mommy's Junction started, it started with just only me and my girls, just me and my girls. Because remember, I had just come out of a dark place, and now they were there to actually give the support to say that, man, don't worry about one, two, three,
Yeah.
but focus on this. Now, when Mommy Junction came in, I was like, yeah, man, let me give these people also a platform also to say that, guys, let's talk about this. And only to find that they also have issues they didn't know how they're going to deal with. So now I stepped in now. So it became like a give and take situation. They were there to support, and now I'm here to support.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird question though. Just to throw a span in the works. Weird question.
Weird.
So I want to find out. I want to phrase it nicely.
Okay, please do.
I want to be diplomatic about this. So basically, what I want to find out is it mainly single moms currently in the group, or are there moms out there that are married that feel most probably what you guys feel, um, that you guys are working with, or
Okay, I like what you said currently.
yes,
Yeah, so we are in this zone right now. Well, currently we are working with just moms that have issues with baby daddies, but
okay,
we are not closing anyone out
okay,
because there's women also that are divorced.
yes,
They don't know how to go on about things, especially when it comes to kids. So that's where we step in. There's women that have partners that have passed away. So
true,
they're still part of us.
yeah,
We are not pushing anyone out. Everybody can come in. Even the guys themselves, we are not really pushing them out because I know that there's men that struggle with issues with baby mamas.
yeah,
So we're trying as Mommy Junction to create a space whereby we teach women not to be, hey man, don't be a baby mama. You understand?
the
Like,
drama,
don't be a baby
the
mama.
drama,
Like be you, don't be a baby mama. You
okay,
understand? Because there's like a whole lot of stories about baby mamas. My baby mama's not doing this, that's wrong. She stood there, she sweated me, she did this, she no, like it's that time is over. That time, let's rewrite the whole thing. As much as I would have a child with you as Josh, and then tomorrow you're expecting the drama, I can change. Let's rewrite everything. You understand? Let's be civil about this.
okay.
You know.
So if I were to ask the role or the main purpose, right, would it be let's teach each other again as mothers for you guys how to be mothers to our kids without all the other baggage in terms of the emotional. Look, obviously it comes with it.
Yeah,
I
it
won't
comes
take
with
that away with it. But the idea here is let's focus on being mothers. Let's focus on making sure that our kids are safe, they're fine. But the only way you can obviously do that is when you feel that you're safe
Mhm.
and fine.
Mhm. You know what? Let me put something out for you here, ne? Because if we could say let's be mothers, like I think it changes the whole thing. I'm a mom, or I have a child. I'm a mom.
Yeah.
Like we're not changing that. You understand?
No, obviously
Yeah,
not.
we're not changing that. But the most important thing is to understand that you're a mom that has needs also, but those needs only you yourself can fulfill. I mean, taking care of myself doesn't need you as a man. I mean, loving my child, and when I say loving my child, I mean wholeheartedly with every direction in this life. I don't need you. I can do that. So, meaning, even if I have plans to go out with my girls, first things first, it's my child. Because, it's a very serious issue, especially in a lot of black communities, whereby you find mothers, like elderly mothers, they cry because of their daughters to say that she's been gone for 2 weeks. She's not back yet. Hey, yada yada, stuff like that. You understand? So now we're trying to change the whole thing to say that things that you're not aware of, the little that you do, you are doing whatever that you are doing, but you are not aware how it affects the little one.
Yeah, yeah.
Hence, it's mommy's junction. Happy mom, happy child. Nah? So it's very important to take care of the little one, like in mentally, emotionally, just to assist them to grow holistically. Just be there
as a mother.
As a mother. You know how much a little thing, just a little thing, just taking your child for ice cream, you know how much that means to them. They never forget it. So it's also to build amazing bonds that last, create memories that just last forever. Play your part as a mom. Like you don't need um, a mother from next door to say, "Come back your child." No, no, no. You know it's part of you. It's your responsibility. You know you must take it. But when you do it, there's nothing as fulfilling as taking care of the little one. Yeah, you just fall in love with everything that happens, and it's something that I'm saying it out of experience. It's not something that I just saw people doing it. No, I saw it with myself. I've been also a full-time mom, a full-time mom, and there's a big role that I've played in.
There's part-time moms out there.
There's part-time moms, yes.
That's what I want.
There's part-time moms.
There's part-time moms out there. Like, okay. No, that is interesting because the thing is, I think what I'm trying to establish, and I think it would raise a lot of questions because remember, situations are not the same.
Sure.
You can never compare each other,
Sure.
even as moms. You understand?
Yeah.
And remember, our kids are even different.
Mm-hmm.
Understand how we handle things is different. The environments we are in is different. There's so many things that play a very big role in a child's life. But I want you to tell me from your side, right? How do you make sure that you are that type of mother? If you had to give me practical examples.
It's simple. I take care of myself.
How?
I work out first. Let's start there.
Yeah.
I work out. Baby fat gone. I work out. I take my spiritual life very seriously. Like I'm one person that took in the time to understand myself first before anything and everybody else. Took the time to understand myself, meaning what is it that I need to do for me to be okay? Meaning creating boundaries for things that I feel that if this doesn't serve me, I remove it. If this serves me, okay, it can come to me. But then again, what is it that I need? If makeup makes me feel good and I've got the money, I'll go get makeup. If perfume makes me smell good and I love it, I'll go get it. Most importantly, I need to take care of my mental health also to make sure that I'm happy so that this child can be happy because energy is very important.
No,
especially when it comes to
they
actually not even just between me and my son, but just energy all around is very important. And I'll make this example, and I think a lot of people are not aware of it. You'll find a baby. If you're the mother and you're not feeling good, we can tell by the child that you are not okay. You understand? So energy is everything when it comes to your child. You understand? So it's very important for me to take care of myself. So find things that make you feel okay. If it means that I don't call Joshua for 10 days and it makes me feel okay, let me do that. Have boundaries. It's very important to do that because my son needs me to be 100%. It's very important.
That's true.
It's very important. So create boundaries. Take care of yourself in every way possible. Face things that you've been running away from, if you know what I mean. There's inner issues sometimes you find people dealing with. There's childhood traumas that people have been dealing with for years and years. But now, if you think about it, my child doesn't deserve it.
No, it doesn't.
My child doesn't deserve it. But if I take the time to focus on what really hurt me and I deal with it and I move away from it, then what does that do for me? I become a good mom because why? Overall, I'm happy. I feel good. There's certain things that are basics.
No.
Basics.
Yeah.
Basics. So yeah.
Like, let's educate. We are educating.
Basics. Okay, fine. Let me say basics doesn't come easy for everyone. Ne? But it's basics. Ne? Like bathing and making yourself look and feel good. That's like, for me. I feel like it's a basic. That's a basic. I mean, even if I don't have money.
And you'll be shocked how we wouldn't look at it as an
exactly.
important thing.
It's a basic.
We would think, oh no, I do it every day. Anyway.
Exactly.
Up until you get caught in a situation where you
in a dark place.
in a dark
because there's
place.
people that get into that, and let me tell you something. It's very easy to get to a dark place. It's very easy. Trust me, it's so easy. It's just that when we walk every day around our neighborhoods, we'll try and make the next person see me as okay. But I know very well that I'm not here.
You're not there.
I'm not here at all. Deep down in my heart, I really wish I was this girl that had 1, 2, 3 in my life, so that I can be able to take care of my child. But if you think about it, taking care of a child doesn't need money. So now we come back to that basic to say that even if you don't have soap, but you can still get in the water and bath.
But why is there the assumption that you need money to look after a child? And people will obviously say, yeah, a child can't eat love, a child can't eat attention, stuff like that.
They are right. There's two answers to that. It's correct because obviously, especially for the ones that are still growing, obviously you need your diapers, you need your formula, the child gets sick, you need medication.
But
yes, that part.
When I go to the farms, I find them running there without diapers.
No, but that's the thing. No. You see the farms in everywhere.
Look, it's a bad example to make, right? But I remember a time. Look, I grew up in a different time, obviously. Not so different, man. But I grew up in a time where it was okay to run around.
But if your mother had to go with you to the shops or whatsoever, you had to wear something.
Leave.
Yeah, Lily. Yes, and Lily.
But what happened? You guys don't do that.
No, we don't do that. We are the now moms.
Oh, you just want to
and
throw.
Yeah, we just want to,
But that can save you money in the long run.
Especially if you're in a market. No. It can save me money, but no, not now.
And nowadays they make that thing that goes on the lily.
No, it's a complete no. Yes, it can be done, but only a few. Probably. I don't think now there's women that actually do that.
I haven't seen it anymore.
Yeah,
it's very disappointing because.
You can't say it's
I used to think that was the reason why some people got bracket legs because that thing used to push the guy and the kids would used to walk like this. You understand? So I used to think that was the thing that gave bracket legs.
Not now.
Okay. No, I'm just checking. Yeah. I'm just checking.
So yeah, we do need money, but our basics for our kids don't need money. It's just plain simple as that.
A child doesn't know money until you teach him money or her money, or until the world teach them money. Kids can raise themselves. And I say it in that. I say it as loosely as it is. Kids can raise themselves.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because I always say I've got three, but those three, you understand? And they know when they need to eat.
Okay.
I remember when I was younger, right? It was just me and my little sister.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another story for another day. So it was just me and my little sister. So this is obviously same dad, not same mom. So I used to at times go stay with my dad.
Okay.
And he would have to go work out. Okay. Like he wouldn't be back for days, maybe over a week. You understand?
Okay.
I was in grade 6.
Okay.
She was in grade 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It's grades. We speak grades now. Can't say standard.
No, standard.
Standards form. The forms also have gone away.
Way gone.
So it was just the two of us.
Yeah.
And I understood that she was actually the one that cooked, but at that time I could cook. Okay. Yeah. But before she could cook, she was guided. Yes, definitely. Look, it comes with guidance and all of those things. You understand? And the other thing that you have to understand, kids learn
Definitely.
from seeing.
Yes.
You understand your actions.
Yes.
And I remember the first time I made pop for myself. I was 9.
Okay.
And yeah, you people think I can't cook.
Yeah.
People think I can't cook, can
Yeah.
cook and can do other things. But yeah, story for another day. Coming back to that, but in that sense, that's how I feel that kids can kind of look after themselves. But obviously, they will learn as they go along.
Yeah.
There will be someone to teach them A, B,
Definitely.
C, D.
Definitely.
But sooner or later, they will. But I've noticed that a lot of parents have got the tendencies of hanging on and spoiling kids for too long, and in turn crippling them for the future. I might be wrong, I stand to be corrected. Okay? I might be wrong, but in turn crippling them for the future. Because remember, if you're talking about you want to be independent one day, it doesn't start one day. It starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I feel like we as parents, we've got that thing where we always say that because I didn't have it when I was younger, I want to give it to you. How do we set boundaries surrounding that?
I think, you know what, I think, Josh, it goes in two ways. Because what I am doing to my child might seem to you like I'm spoiling my child. And vice versa.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Vice versa. So I think it's just a matter of knowing when to start and stop. And it also starts with you as a parent. Because you can't take your life because you were born in whichever year that you were born in, and this is 1, 2, 3 that was done to you. Yes, it's a good thing that you must teach your kids what you were taught, but to a certain level. Because remember, we are two different people from different generations.
Yeah.
So there's no way in Kakatella Manaka to say that they must do what I did back then. It's not fair. It's definitely not fair. So you can only guide the kids, especially if you are very sensitive when it comes to financial issues, if it comes to behavioral issues. You can only take them to a certain level. You can't go all the way with them. That much I can tell you.
No, definitely.
There's no way you can go with them all the way. You can only teach them and say, okay, I want you from point A to point B, but the rest B and C, C D E, bona. Yeah.
You're on your own day.
Yeah, you're on your own day.
But the reason why I asked this is because I don't know, like, look, I can say, well, yes, I used to stay with my father, but I was raised by a single mom. You understand? And I could only see at times what she was going through.
Yeah.
You understand? I can't explain it.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I'm a guy, and I think sometimes it's nicer to break it down in a very less emotional way to guys to say, you know what, guys, if you do know you've got a child out there,
yeah,
help out. Especially if you know that the mother is also not in a position to fully give herself.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to financing. Look, we can say whatever we want to. Money plays quite a big role within our lives. It's one of those things, you understand? But how do we now, as parents, right, mother and father, we come together, right, and we say, okay, fine, I want to put my child into a school. The one mustn't be like, yeah, I want to put them there specifically, you understand? And cripple things within. Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? There needs to be some middle ground that we need to learn to reach.
You know what, Josh? What you are saying is correct. You know what you're asking is actually right, ne? But now it's for different people, and unfortunately, in a lot of Black communities, we deal with that. But I say that it all goes down to how a person has dealt with whatever that was bothering them, ne? So that's where the part of find yourself comes in, because okay, I for one, I grew up in a home where there's a mom and a dad, and they are like what 39 years in marriage. So I grew up seeing the mom and dad kind of
Yes.
picture. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's a new thing for me to be raising my son alone, ne? So you can imagine. I went through stuff because it kind of brought confusion.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of brought confusion because I'm not used to this. But now there's always a way to learn. And for those that are like, I'm going to take my child to this specific school, maybe they need to ask themselves, what is it that they are running away from? What is it? Yes, you are disappointed because obviously you probably had plans with this person, and you didn't expect them to be gone at a certain time. But spiting them is not gonna do any good for your child. Like, let's be honest, and I know probably a lot of women are going to kill me for this, but hey, it's okay. You understand?
We're not in a world to be like that.
Like,
We're not doing it to be like.
if you think about it, it's so draining. It doesn't work at the end of the day, because now you are creating something that is new for your child. And at the end of the day, you find people when they grow older and say, you find them saying, I don't have a relationship with my mom, because kids grow and they find the truth. They definitely do find the truth. Yeah. So if Wena, or me myself as Lebkhang, say for instance, my dad left me when I was young. Now I'm dealing with two things. I'm dealing with the fact that my dad left my mom, and now I come back and I have to deal with me not having baby daddy. So it's two traumas right there that nobody has dealt with. So obviously, when I find Josh and I have a child with Josh, but it's wrong for us to go on like that. We cannot go on like that. It's very important. Yeah, you need to have that sense of growing up, man. You know, grow up and be yourself and be your own person. Because even if you're married, you need to have life away from your husband. That's that's me. You know, have life away from your husband, have life away from your kids. Yes, you know you're a family, you love them, but we need to have our own lives.
Well, makes a bit sense.
We need to have our own lives.
I think other people won't see it that way because
it's very difficult.
They always wanna.
It's not for everyone. Trust you me. It's something that is very difficult. It doesn't come overnight. It's something that you decide. You tell yourself. You know, when you're tired of running after Lebkhan, you're tired, ne? And then you tell yourself that I'm gonna stop running after Lebkhan.
It's almost like keep hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Until you're tired of hurting yourself.
Yeah. It's the same thing as someone that goes to rehab. Mm-hmm. You can never take someone to rehab unless they want to. And they can never. It's this. I say it's the same thing as also going to a psychologist or psychiatrist or
forcing things.
You understand? I can go there and talk to them, but if I'm not ready to put in the work, then it's a waste of time. But then if I continue the way that I'm continuing, people must know that it's not bringing anyone good. You're just causing havoc for another individual, and it's a waste of time. Imagine the time that I'm taking to call Joshua the whole day. Yeah, I want money for this. I want money. That's the time that I could have taken to teach myself something, even online, on YouTube or whatsoever. It's something that I could have taken to learn in the house. Maybe I don't even know how to cook. I could have learned how to cook. But now I'm investing my energy in the wrong things. So it's very important that people realize the important things that they need to invest energy in.
You know, there's a saying in Afrikaans, spijt is 'n goeie ding, maar kom agterna. Regret is a good thing, but it always comes later. And I think I've seen it with a lot of women. Okay. Grown women, young girls. Mm-hmm. I've seen to say that all that energy that they did put in terms of chasing a person, mm-hmm. In terms of trying to get them right or trying to get them back or mm-hmm. trying to spite them, like you say, mm-hmm. Later on realize, but what was I thinking? Yes. But I think it also goes down to some guys, you understand? Because I do know some guys can have those same kind of tendencies where they can't let go of a certain woman. Yeah. Luckily I can only speak it from a guy's point of view. Mm-hmm. Cannot speak from a woman's, hence we've got you here, you know. But I know very few, sure, I almost don't know a lot of single dads. But I know of dads mm-hmm. that invest a lot mm-hmm. in their families or mm-hmm. in their kids. Mm-hmm. And sometimes there is those barriers, especially between the mother mm-hmm. and the father mm-hmm. because of how they see things differently. Mm-hmm. You understand? But it's always, I think we need to learn to have those grown-up talks, mm-hmm. those mature talks.
Yes, very important.
You understand?
Very
and we need to find ways to simplify things. Yes. You understand? Mm-hmm. I can't ask you why you want money and you say because. What do you think your child's going to eat? You understand? It's fine. You understand? You understand? It's things like that. Yeah. Because remember, if you give me a cheeky answer, I'm going to give it right back to you. Mm-hmm. For every action, there's an equal. Mm-hmm. That's mm-hmm. it. You understand? So I think we need to also find a way to say that what you put out there is what you're gonna get
back.
back
Yeah.
at
Sure.
the end of the day. Look, I guess it's a learning curve. These things don't happen overnight
Yeah,
for a
true.
woman
True.
because I think this is what we know. We always speak about women being quite emotional and
Mhm,
emotional beings and very connected in
Mhm.
terms of their emotions. And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
guys, I know women are trying for us to get to that point. You know,
Mhm.
we are there. I just kind of feel like sometimes you guys don't see it or you want it a certain way. But that's a discussion for another day. But what I'm trying to say is that let's have talks that will benefit the child and not benefit us only.
True.
Especially if we two parents. You
True.
understand? You work on you. Like I'm listening to you.
Mhm.
You invest in yourself.
Yes.
Not just in terms of the makeup, the perfume,
No,
but there's education
internal,
that you need to.
yes.
You understand?
Yes.
You speak about self.
Yes.
I like the fact you must be self-aware.
It's very important.
There's something that came to my mind,
Mhm.
and I think this is one of the pandemics that we suffer from.
The pandemic.
Social media.
Oh,
Social media,
that.
in a sense, right?
Yeah.
That you will have a person know more about a celeb than they do about their
Themselves.
partner or themselves.
Yeah. Or their families.
Or their families.
Sure.
They are so vested in the outside world that they lose themselves in the outside world. And then at times, what they do is they take that outside world and they want to bring that outside world into the family
That's what kills a lot
or
of people.
into relationships.
Mhm.
You understand?
Mhm.
So now, what I've realized is it's unfortunate to say this, I might get a little bashing, but I've realized between the two sexes,
Yeah.
women are very, very more easily influenced compared to men. A man can still stand his ground and say no.
I think it. I think women have that part also, Josh. It goes in two ways. It depends who's who.
But you see, the conversations is, and then it's like, oh baby, when are we going to Dubai? It won't come from the
I mean,
guy.
it's that Dubai is not. I mean, how
It
much
won't
am I
come-
earning?
I'm just saying, you know, like
let's be realistic about life. Come on now, we
where does these
cannot.
things normally come from? You know,
Obviously, they come
in the
from me
history-
looking at social media.
in
And you know what? Sorry to interrupt you.
That's right.
That's one thing that my grandfather like used to say to us that Oscar Khalla, like he ungakhaleli into zabantu.
That's where I'm getting to.
Ungakhaleli into zabantu, because when this is what he
The
used to say.
Khalla mentality.
Yes, the Khalla mentality is the one that kills a lot of people, because he'd say to us that when nakhona manje you are getting ready, you've put on your pajamas, sleeping, and then tomorrow you're going to see Valisa from next door wearing this and that. You don't know what Valisa was doing at night. You have no idea what Valisa was doing at night. So it's the Khala mentality that kills a lot of people, and that's what kills a lot of men also.
No, that's true. Because the thing is, we chase the enticed.
Yeah.
We're being enticed.
Yeah.
Because remember, when Eve took the apple, she chowed it first, and then Ati, Adam, Tom. You understand? So now you see, that's where I take it from, kind of a little bit. You understand? But I don't want to deviate from what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying that a lot of things that we do in terms of schooling, in terms of lifestyle, are so much influenced by the outside world.
That is why, as parents, we have a very important role to play in our kids' lives. Whether we grew up in dysfunctional homes, it's my duty as a parent, as a new parent, rather, let me put it that way, to make sure that I deal with whatever that is killing me, that is hurting me. I face it so that I don't have those kind of issues with my child. My child must understand that if this is like, my home has to be run in a certain manner. But if we keep on running away from it, then we have a very serious issue.
But how do you get into those issues? Because remember, a lot of people would not know if they have an issue.
I think for
how
me,
would you recognize that?
For
say
me,
that
Josh,
this is the root cause, this is the triggers.
You know, it starts with wanting to evolve as a person. It starts there. You know, when you want different things now, when you're tired of the old things, there's no way you're going to miss it.
So it's about creating new habits.
new habits.
Positive habits.
Positive habits.
I see this a lot. Affirmations.
Yes. You see sometimes how small they are, but they play a very big role. And for me, I feel like it's also very important to, like, for me, boundaries are everything, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
boundaries are everything because some of us could be coming from dysfunctional homes. You understand? And you know how difficult it is to want to grow when you've got a dysfunctional family. You've got a mother that doesn't care how you feel. Some people are dealing with narcissistic parents. It's an issue. But once you learn to build boundaries, you're able to see that, oh, okay, this week I've moved from point A to point B. Because why? I've decided to deal with whatever that was that was causing me issues that I had then. Then I move on to the next one. So it's a matter of me being self-aware.
You know what I've noticed? Some people from a young age are able to pick up on certain traits or certain things and they move away from it. I've made these examples a lot. You find people coming from abused backgrounds and relationships, and then at the same time, they come out strong.
Yeah.
And then you get people that come out from what we would call the perfect home setup.
Yeah.
But they come out messed up. But do you understand where I'm coming from? No, I'm going to edit.
Yeah. I know.
So I think we really should, as human beings in general, we should try and you can't obviously. I know for a fact how tough it can be to be 100%. Hey, I am perfect. I am okay. No, it's perfect. But anyways, but I am this. I am that.
Nobody's perfect.
You do have your
can
down
definitely
days.
Work on it.
You will have your down days. You understand? I just kind of feel like we should almost like learn to feed our kids more of these positive habits. I think that's one of the reasons why I will always refer to kids. I learn from them, I see them, and their minds are sponges. They take in a lot. You understand? They take in a lot, and if you groom them in that sense, you prepare it for something.
I'll make a simple example. Like, when it comes to a child, the importance of us to water the right amount of water into the flower when it comes to them. It's because a simple example, you take a child that their mom doesn't talk to them half the time, no matter how young they are, when they go out. And then you take a child that a mom always has a conversation with, even a simple thing like, like, I'm going to the shops, I'm coming back. And then you take a child that the mother just goes. Half the time, that child that never gets that attention from the mother to say that I'm going out, the child deals with a lot of, they have issues half the time. Trust issues, that's number one, because now remember, you're the mom, and I'm meant to love you, I'm meant to nurture you, I'm meant to do this, but now when you go, you just run away from me. So now you're bringing some sense of no balancing, you understand? But now there's this child that every time I go, I was like, baby, I am coming back. Okay, my child understands. So even if I come tomorrow, the child will actually be settled. Unlike the other one, when the child comes, it's like, Mama, you here? You understand? So it causes some bit of unbalancing. So it's very important that we water the right amount of things into them also. Simple things like, if you go out, tell your child where you're going. Simple things like bathing your child in the morning and having conversations, telling them, asking them how they feel in the morning, what are their plans. That's very important. It's very important.
But now, how would you, I would like to say I believe in a we system here. We live in a team all the time. How do we make sure this is made aware to people that don't know about these things? Remember, it's like if you didn't know about a certain type of religion, right? How would you know if you're going to hell, heaven, or whatever? Do you understand? Especially if it hasn't been brought to you.
It's not going to be.
Do you understand? So you understand. So how do we get that out there to say that, okay, fine, this is the kind of behaviors that we most probably would like to see within parents or within moms or within dads or whatever, stuff like that. I know I've turned it into a thing now, collective, I know I did that. But there is a lot of people that don't know any different. I don't like to use the word better.
Okay.
The reason why I say better is because I think some people pull their noses up thinking that they're better parents.
Yes.
And then something happens with their kids along the way.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I've seen how some parents have come down from the heavens, crashed to the floor because they thought they were doing the right thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But the kid went the other way. And it's so tricky. But like I'm saying, how do we get the message out there? Especially with, obviously you have your platform and stuff like that, you know. But there's a lot of people that most probably don't have access to the internet. There's a lot of people that I think there's so much work that needs to be done here. And I think now that you're thinking about it,
Yeah.
like it's massive. This thing, it's not a small thing anymore. It's not a small thing anymore.
It's going to be a process. It's a process. Yeah, it's a
Understand?
process. It's a process that needs everyone to be on board. I promise you. Like it needs you. When I say everyone, I mean everyone. Like now that I'm.
But it's going to have to start. Obviously, charity begins at home. It's going to have to start from the house.
It starts at home. If you were treated in a certain manner, like try and avoid it when it comes to your child.
But it's work in progress. It's work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
I know. I've got certain niggles, and I always say, I'm still working on them. Do you understand? There's times that I catch myself still doing those things, right? And I'm like, hey, you know what? I should have. You understand?
Yeah.
But now there's times I try to find that time, because remember, there's times. I like that you say that you try. I try to find that time to first breathe and analyze.
Okay.
I try. It's work in progress. Understand? Remember, even tomorrow is going to be a different day.
Sure.
But I would like for people to be able to know how to go through these things, and always like daily conversations, especially when it comes to men and women, mothers and fathers. You know, I know we're here for Mommy Junction. I know, but I think if we can find a proper synergy, Mommy's going to be happy. Child is going to be happy. Do you understand? That's what's
even daddy's
the main goal here, you know.
Because you know what? It's very important that both people like mom and dad find a common ground if they don't get along anymore.
You have to find a common
ground.
For
the fact that I'm not allowing you to touch me in a certain manner anymore, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop you from you seeing your child, or you playing with your child, or you saying to your child you love them, because it creates so much hate. You find other parents that hate each other so much. You ask yourself questions, or guys, how did you even get to a point of making this baby if you guys hate each other so much? You understand? But then it all goes back to an individual again. So heal from things that never worked out for you. Heal from that rejection. Heal from that slap that you got and nobody saw that you were slapped. Heal from it. It's very important. So hence I say, you know, when you want to be a happy mom, start by healing from it.
Understand self.
Yeah.
Work on self.
Heal from it. Then once you heal from it, there's no need for daddy to run after you. There's no need for you to run after daddy, because both of you would know what is needed of you guys, like you each, to actually support the child and be there for the child. Like it's not so hard, honestly speaking. Yeah. It's not so hard.
It's not all about the money.
But if you are incomplete as a person, because you know there's also people that don't have peace at all. They don't have peace.
I think I had the discussion. I had the discussion yesterday. Sorry. I had the discussion yesterday. There's people that actually love chaos. I'm sorry to say that, and they attract chaos, and they don't like things to be peaceful.
Exactly.
There's people like that out there. Now, how do we work with people like that? I think that is a one for another discussion.
Yeah, yes. I wanted to say like we'll see this one.
You know,
it's for another day.
But I think that also requires maybe someone on a more professional level to say that we're getting a psychologist just to find out what kind of things we can do. Because remember, not everybody's got access to a psychologist. Not everybody's got access to counselors and to social workers and you know, stuff like that. Not everybody's got access to that. Yeah. But you see how everything kind of also revolves a lot around money. That people that have certain issues, they can't get the necessary help they need
because they don't have money.
I look at our education system, and I look at our health system, right? And it's the two things that we kind of struggle with. If you don't have money, your kids don't go to the good schools. If you don't have money, you can't get good health care. Do you understand?
Everything now becomes centered around money.
Centered around money, you understand? And I look at those things, but I don't want to deviate from I keep deviating. Sorry, man. I use them as arms, guys. Guys, please. I'm sorry. I didn't want this thing to go for an hour.
No, that's what happens. You know, when you have deep conversations, when you have conversations that nobody is willing to have, that's what happens. Because now, as soon as you start with the conversation, you go deeper, and then when you go deeper,
it's got levels.
Yes,
it's got layers. Man.
Yeah, because now you are one of those people that have decided that you are going to deal with this issue. So now everything just becomes so open for you, and yeah, that's where the issue comes again, to say that the other people are like, nah, I'm not that open. But because you're open, that's why you keep on deviating, because now your brain is busy as you're busy talking, as you're busy going on. Now you're coming up with something else. No, I get you. It's
no, and you know what the weird thing is? The reason why I brought up those two things is because obviously my kids, number one, the schools they go to. And then the second one is I've encountered two people. So my brother went for surgery. So the first surgery, he was in a car accident. So the first surgery was done on his hip.
Okay.
Was done in a government hospital. And they actually messed him up. And then he had to do it again recently, and
but in a
private on medical aid. And he walks. Doesn't need a crutch.
You know if let's not deviate, but you know when you talk about them, I remember it's an experience I once had. I remember I lost one cousin, and I got sick. I got sick simply because I hadn't dealt with the whole passing. You understand? So now I remember I left work early. Then I went to the clinic, government clinic. Sharp. Got there, got checked. No, there's nothing wrong with you, Sharp. Given medication. Later on, I was not okay from drinking the medication. Then the next day, we decided I'm going to go see a GP. Got there, and I remember the doctor was like, "What is this? What did they give you?" And I said, "What do you mean? What did they give me?" They're like, "No, this pills are for high blood. There's no way." And I'm like, "I don't have high blood."
But don't other pills treat other things? Okay, I'm not. Yeah. But yeah.
Another day.
I get. Yeah, I get you.
Another day.
I get you.
Another day.
I get you.
Yeah. No. We'll take it up to another day.
Yeah.
But that's the way things are going. But everything is, whether we like it or not, it's centered around money.
It's funny, eh?
Even stepping out the gate is money. It's money.
I used to say even flushing the toilet sometimes.
Yeah, it's money. It's money.
That's money. It's that, you know. I think the one thing we must start trading is that we might have to really pay for oxygen. You already do in hospitals. Every time they put you on that thing. Yeah. But I mean, like when you walk the everyday.
Sooner or later, we're getting there.
Right, yeah.
We definitely are getting there.
But you know what, ne? I appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing this with me today. Yeah, man, it was interesting.
It's only
it was interesting. I'm hoping that we can have more.
No, definitely we'll have more
insightful talks.
We'll definitely have more.
Yeah. Like, please, man.
Relax. Yeah. I'm here.
But yeah, man, how can people reach you?
On all social platforms, it's mummies _junction SA.
Oh, I was your mommy. One
no,
mommy.
It's mom. If we say mommy, it's going to be one. So it's mummies.
So it's the one with the apostrophe. Y.
No, we didn't put on the social platform. We didn't put that.
So it's YS at the end.
Yes, YS.
Mummies.
Yeah, mummies. _.
Junction.
SA. Definitely SA.
Junction.
That's what I see.
But yeah. Guys, you know where to find me. I'm on YouTube. I am on Instagram. Gazi Revolution is on Spotify, Buzzsprout. You know how it goes. Please click, like, subscribe, do what you have to.
Everything.
Please Guys, thank you so much for the support yet again. I will not stop doing this. I have to all the time.
All the time you have to.
Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for people that are always out there messaging me, stuff like that. I really do appreciate. And we will say peace.
Yeah.